Dragons Live, presented by Form Communications. And now, your host, John Webking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dragons Live, a 30-minute show dedicated to everything Dragon Athletics. I'm your host, John Webking. On today's episode, we're going to talk with Cross Country as they went to the NCAA National Tournament. We're going to talk with Dragon Wrestling in New York City as they competed at the Grapple at the Garden, and we'll see if women's basketball's Savanna Handovit can take on yours truly in a game of P.I.G. But first, there's more noise than ever in Nemzik Fieldhouse after the revival of the MSUM Pep Band. Here's more. The resurrection of an MSUM Pep Band has been a topic of conversation in the last few years, but on December 6th, talk turned into tunes as their first performance rocked Nemzik Fieldhouse. MSUM Director of Bands Monte Grise is proud to finally get the band off the ground and into the bleachers.
This is my third year here, and it was part of the conversation when I came in to look at organizing and maybe starting up an athletic band, figuring out how to make that happen. And I put together a plan in that first year, and just financially it wasn't accepted. We weren't able to do it. But this past year, the finances worked out, and the organization came together, and everyone agreed to it. So it was time to make it start.
There's no doubt that the Pep Band terrifically fills a void, adding a new level of excitement to the game day atmosphere, but they're still getting started and looking to grow.
Anyone can participate as long as they're a wind or a brass player. We are limited on the amount of instruments that we actually have to let students use. But if you have your own instrument, you're absolutely welcome to play. Everybody can be a part, the whole student body. So I'm hoping to keep it growing and thriving throughout and give the opportunity to students who don't necessarily participate in our concert groups to come in and play. So yes, everyone is absolutely welcome to jump in and join us.
The process of getting started, finding students, rehearsing some more, all led up to their first performance of many.
I think Pep Band adds a lot of energy to game day with Nemzik Noise as well too. I think having a Pep Band really brings the energy we've been looking for all these years, and it feels like it's really like thriving, and it's like sort of like a momentum builder to the fans, to the team, and to everybody else in the field house.
As far as the first time out, I was really pleased with how it went. Like I said, we have had limited amount of practices, so you never know what's going to happen, and we're dealing with a new space and dealing with sound issues and things like that, and just dealing with being there for the first time and how the audience and the crowd is going to react to it. And I think I felt really good. I got a lot of positive feedback. Kids had a great time. They felt like they're really appreciated for being there, and yeah, I think overall it was a great success.
The Dragon men's cross-country team competed at the NCAA National Tournament for the first time since 1992. They competed back on December 6th, so we caught up with head coach Ryan Milner, who's on the road recruiting, to tell us more about the experience.
Recap the cross-country nationals for us a little bit.
Well, I think, having time to reflect back on it, it's been a few weeks, gives a different perspective than obviously probably if you talked to me 10 minutes after. Looking back now, I think it was a good experience for a lot of the guys. We have two guys who won't be on the squad next year with graduation, running out of eligibility, that sort of thing. So those ones returning, it was a good experience. I think they saw what they needed to see at the national meet, that being, the level of competition is going to be fairly high. Mm-hmm. I think they understand what it's going to take to be successful there now, where before, I think leading into it, we had a lot of people talking about, you've done something great, you've done something that hasn't been done here. And to hear that over and over for 2 weeks, and then psychologically try and get them to understand that, the task isn't done yet was pretty challenging. But now they know that they're going to be able to kind of take that, internalize it, hopefully when we're back there next year with new people on the roster, they'll be able to teach them what it takes to be successful there prior to getting there. And we should have a good race, hopefully.
Take us back to that moment, right as the race was starting, happening, and then finishing in the more in the context of actually being there.
And we kind of talked about top 20, top 25, and to miss that top 25 by 16 points, with my nature being, well, could we do this differently or that differently? You start picking out all those things, and that hits you really quick. So that was kind of my first reaction. But I mean, all in all, the experience was, like I said, for them, it was really cool. You have a couple of guys who've really been part of this process for 4 years to get us to this point. The first one, Spencer Rupe. I've known Spencer for about 5 years now. And we've talked before. One of the things I've kind of pinpointed with him, and I think specifically, the team succeeding the way it did this year, you can put it on his maturity. He really stepped up in a big way this year and keeping the team on track consistently all the time. And then the other one was Jason Dell. It's taken him a couple years to kind of figure out what it takes to, train and race at a high level. And you can kind of see once he figures it out, he's a really great runner. Unfortunately, he had an injury this year. He kind of didn't let that destroy his season and came back and was our number one guy at the national meet, just like he started the season. So for him to kind of have that big turnaround, I was really happy for him.
Dragon wrestlers have a lot of traveling to do this season, but the big circle on the calendar, Madison Square Garden in New York City, as the Dragon wrestlers competed at the Grapple at the Garden event. Our own Doug Peters traveled along with the team and caught up with some of their greatest moments.
Coach Nelson, you just got done wrestling in Madison Square Garden, one of the premier wrestling events in the world. How has it been for you?
We are very excited to get invited to this. Worked it out through Frank Mosier and B.A. Schoen, two of our alumni out here on the East Coast, got us involved in the tournament. It's been a great experience all the way around. For our program, a Division II program, to make a trip like this from Moorhead, Minnesota out here, it's just great for our guys, and to get to see this level of competition behind us wrestling, and then also wrestling Long Island University Post. It's just been overall a great trip. We're looking at taking another trip this year. We're going to be flying out to California in January and wrestling Simon Fraser College, and also wrestling in the California Collegiate Open. So we're taking big trips this year. Our administration's behind us, our alumni's behind us. The program's moving forward, and we're really excited for the rest of this season and for the future of Dragon wrestling.
Outside of wrestling, Coach Nelson, what's the most exciting thing you've done in the Big Apple?
Well, most of the stuff we've done so far has been kind of with wrestling. We went to the New York Athletic Club and got a practice in. We went to the Gracie Academy, which I thought was a great time, mixed martial art academy here in town. And a funny story about that was that we ran into Anthony Bourdain. So the guys got to meet him, and then just walking down Times Square, just seeing all the sights, the city, the big buildings, the tree. We just had a great time walking around.
The Dragon football season may be done for the year, but that doesn't mean they're sitting around. Sophomore Aaron Bohl is trying to keep all Dragon athletes in action. Here's Tommy Thompson with the story.
When looking for leadership on the field, the MSUM Dragon football team turns to co-captain Aaron Bohl. On Tuesday nights, student athletes turn to Bohl for a different kind of guidance. Bohl is one of the leaders of Athletes in Action, an organization that allows student athletes to take a break from school and sports during the week and discuss their Christian beliefs.
It's also nice to know other athletes who believe the same thing you do, and you're not just on an island by yourself in this world.
In high school, Bohl participated in Fellowship of Christian Athletes. When arriving to college at MSUM, there weren't any spiritual groups for athletes.
The first semester here, we didn't have really anything like that, and we didn't have any Bible study or anything like that, and so I was kind of bummed about it. And so I went home over winter break and prayed about it. I prayed an opportunity would happen.
On Bohl's second day back to school after winter break, he was approached by his teammate, Logan Romines.
He comes up to me and says, "Hey, you know what? I'm trying to start something up here called Athletes in Action. There's just going to be a Bible study for athletes. Do you want to help me? Do you want to be a part of it?" And I jumped on it right away.
Bohl says his faith allows him to have a different approach to life and sports.
Well, some people, their only motivation is to win. Well, my motivation is to really, God gave me this, I don't have too much talent, but God gave me this opportunity to use my sport to glorify Him and bring people to Him, and that, always be joyful, always be cheering, always be encouraging people, because that's what God calls us to do.
His teammates agree that Bull's trustworthy and generous personality is why people are drawn to him as a leader.
He's very trustworthy. He's a very trustworthy friend. He's a very trustworthy teammate. He's a very trustworthy leader. He always puts others first, always puts teammates or friends in front of his own needs. You can oftentimes see him discipling other people and helping other people to fulfill their true potential.
For Bull, Athletes in Action brings his passions of sports and his faith together.
Leading this in essence has helped me dive and get closer with God because, I have to be prepared and, be trying to live the way Jesus calls us to live. And to know that my relationship with God and the relationship with guys on the team are the most important thing in my life.
For Dragon Athletics, I'm Tommy Thompson.
Stick around, we have a lot more coming up, including winter recaps, our DragonsLIVE Top 5, and I take on women's basketball's Savanna Handovit in a friendly game of pigs. Stay tuned.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time. Just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
Progressive Academics at MSU Moorhead.
We have every microphone you could pretty much ever think of, the stuff you see in the music videos, the same equipment you'd find at any studio across the country. We have that here. Discover more at mnstate.edu.
Outstanding teaching at MSU Moorhead.
The classes I've had have pushed me outside of my comfort zone and really allowed me to explore what I enjoy doing and what I'm passionate about, which is teaching. Discover more at mnstate.edu.
Forum subscribers, the Forum is now offering Platinum Rewards free with any newspaper subscription. Go to inforum.com, click on the Platinum Rewards link, log in, and you'll get instant access to dozens of discounts and coupons at a variety of local businesses. You can print the coupons or display them on your phone or tablet at the time of purchase. It couldn't be easier. Not a subscriber? Enjoy a free trial and see the benefits of Platinum Rewards. It's our way of saying thank you to our loyal customers. With Platinum Rewards, it pays to subscribe.
In the more than 60 years that WDAY has been broadcasting, we've been there with you, sharing your experiences, your community, and your home. Now, with WDAY's Extra, we're going beyond to bring you additional news, weather, sports, and other local events, live and in high definition. WDAY's Extra is a channel that's giving you more coverage while providing the same superior quality that you expect. Check your local listings or contact your cable provider for WDAY's Extra, bringing you more.
DragonsLIVE is brought to you by the Forum of Fargo Moorhead.
Welcome back to DragonsLIVE. Let's get caught up with all the winter sports action, starting with women's basketball. Let's take a closer look at their last 5 games. Dragons going 3-2 in all these NSIC matches. The only blemishes are losses to the Huskies at St. Cloud and the second loss of the year to top 10 ranked Northern State. Other than that, holding at 500 in conference play. Speaking of rankings, your nationally ranked Dragon men are 14-1 on the year, going 4-1 in their last 5. The Dragons have shot over 50% from their field in all their games but one, a tough 2-point loss at Duluth. As I mentioned, scoring hasn't been an issue, especially against the Wolves, putting up 106 total points in the last game for the second 20-point win over Northern State this season. Swimming and diving has only had one contest since our last episode, the Rochester Invite, where the team took an overall 4th place of 29 teams. The highlights were great team racing in the 200 medley relay and 400 free relay, all including record split times to show the continued improvement from this team all season long. But keep an eye on the divers. They've been red hot all year, taking 4th and 8th in this invite respectively. Currently, they're getting better in San Juan, Puerto Rico for their annual winter training trip. Jealous. Dragons track and field finally getting back at it at the Dakota Duels Classic at NDSU on December 5th. The women were on the podium all day long, lifted by a first-place performance by Chelsea Clementson in the high jump and Alyssa Mayers, who earned NSIC Women's Indoor Track Athlete of the Week honors for her time of 2:13.79 in the 800. With most of the men distance runners competing at the NSIC Cross Country Championships, the team still recorded several individual wins, including a 1-2-3 finish in the 200 and 2 wins from 2 freshmen, Josh Young and Brian Huber. Dragon Wrestling had 2 appearances, the Dragon Open, where Blake Bosch dominated the 133-pound category, while 3rd place was the trend for most of his teammates. And as you know, a fun trip to New York City was capped off with a 33-6 win over Long Island Post. 3 wins by pin.
Athletes of the Week is presented by Courtyard by Marriott.
Thanksgiving and Christmas breaks meant no games, so no honors for those weeks. But for the week of November 16th through the 22nd, your Athletes of the Week are Cody Christ, who finished 22nd out of 148 runners at the Central Region meet to help the team finish 4th overall and earning a trip to the NCAA National Championships, and Megan Rorick, who scored a career-high 32 points in MSUM's win over San Francisco State. For December 1st through the 7th, Blake Bosch, who won a 133-pound title at the Dragon Open, as well as Sam Sullivan, who set a school record of 57-27 in the 100 backstroke prelims at the Rochester Invite. For December 8th through the 14th, Drew Sanders averaged 12.5 points and 8.5 rebounds over the weekend against St. Cloud and Duluth, and Jordan Reaver, who against the same teams averaged 18.3 points and 3.7 assists per game. That's your Courtyard by Marriott Athletes of the Week. Now it's time for the Dragons Live Top 5 Plays. Let's start off with wrestling. Here's Garrett Hoffner in Madison Square Garden right after winning his match on his birthday. Happy birthday, Garrett. Tough to beat that present. Coming in at number 4, Gijol Sangolo rips the ball away from Northern State, picked up by Vaughn, floats it up to Gijol on the break, who gets the hoop and the harm with a lefty scoop. Fired up as the Dragons would go on to win that game by 20. More from that one just ahead. Coming up at number 3 is Savanna Handovit driving to the middle of the lane, splits 2 Northern defenders and gets hammered, but manages to float a tough shot off the board and down for the 3-point play. It's heating up at number 2 as Prescott Williams snatches the steal, takes it coast to coast all the way in for the 2-hand flush. And at number 1, Jordan Reaver making it look easy as he fakes. There's 1, fakes again, there's 2, and then crossover drive, elevate over to the 3rd different NSU defender for the bucket, making it look smooth. Stay with us here on Dragons Live. Coming up after the break, Savanna Handovit and I square off in a game of P.I.G. Get the X's and O's from women's basketball assistant coach Allison Swenson, and we'll see what's on Doug's desk this week. That's coming up next.
Forum subscribers, the Forum is now offering Platinum Rewards free with any newspaper subscription. Go to inforum.com, click on the Platinum Rewards link, log in, and you'll get instant access to dozens of discounts and coupons at a variety of local businesses. You can print the coupons or display them on your phone or tablet at the time of purchase. It couldn't be easier. Not a subscriber? Enjoy a free trial and see the benefits of Platinum Rewards. It's our way of saying thank you to our loyal customers. With Platinum Rewards, it pays to subscribe.
Progressive Academics at MSU Moorhead.
We have every microphone you could pretty much ever think of, the stuff you see in the music videos, the same equipment you'd find at any studio across the country. We have that here. Discover more at mnstate.edu.
Outstanding teaching at MSU Moorhead.
The classes I've had have pushed me outside of my comfort zone and really allowed me to explore what I enjoy doing and what I'm passionate about, which is teaching. Discover more at mnstate.edu.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. That's msumdragons.com/swim.
Welcome back to Dragons Live. I used to play at MSUM not too long ago, so we thought we'd get to know women's basketball's Savanna Handovit a little bit better over a friendly game of P.I.G. Take a look. All right, do you want any warm-up shots at all?
No, I already played for 2 hours.
Okay. So.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. All right, so we're going to play a quick game of P.I.G. with Savanna Handovit here, and we're just going to ask you a couple questions to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So, since I'm the host, I'm going to take the first shot.
Okay.
All right, so what I want you to tell me, however, is why did you start playing basketball? Were there any other sports you were interested in high school?
Well, I started playing in 3rd grade, but I don't know. I played like volleyball and stuff too.
So, your shot. So what made you choose basketball rather than volleyball?
Oh, and I played lacrosse, but that was in high school. I don't know. I think I was better at it. Oh, shoot. I don't know.
You think you were better at it?
I put more time into basketball than I did volleyball, for sure.
Oh, goodness.
Like, I played AAU, and I didn't play any traveling volleyball. Okay, it has to be all net.
Now you're calling shots?
Yep.
Making it harder for me. Let's see if I can get a letter here. Oh, I made it, but not all in the net. I got a P. So, what'd you do for Christmas?
I went home and spent a ton of time with my family and friends from high school.
Where
and
at?
I ate lots of food.
What was the best piece of food that you ate the entire break?
My aunt's cheesy potatoes.
Oh,
They're so good, Webby. You're just
P.I.G.
killing
Just
it.
so you know, this is a women's basketball, not men's regulation, which is what I'm used to.
Okay, backboard. Oh, well. You still have to do it.
Last question, because I might lose right here. I better ask one more question. What made you decide to come to MSUM and be a Dragon?
I loved the small campus. Loved it. Like I didn't want to go to a class or a school where my class sizes were like 300 kids.
Yeah.
And I have like really good relationships with all my professors, so it's really awesome. And I know everyone in my classes by name, so I like it.
All right.
It's better than
Think I'm gonna make this?
no.
Gotta prove it.
I win.
Hang on.
I thought I won.
Well, you win, of course. That was the quickest game of P.I.G. of all time.
It was.
I lost.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Webby.
Thanks, Savanna. Let's keep it with women's basketball and assistant women's basketball coach, Allison Swenson, for the X's and O's.
This is Allison Swenson. I'm an assistant with women's basketball, and I'm going to show you a basic sideline out of bounds play that we use during the course of a game. Box set, our post players start at the elbows, and then our guards start down at the blocks. Our best shooter at the time is taking it out of bounds. The 5 is going to make the first movement with the downstream for the 1, who needs to cut towards the ball and meter pass. On the entry pass, the 4 is going to time a down screen for the 2 and have her cut up lane line extended right to here. The pass is going to be reversed. Then I'm going to get this ball reversed. Off of that, our 3 is going to come off of 2 single screens by our post players near the blocks. And what we are looking for is to have the 3 shoot it in the corner if possible. And if she doesn't have the shot, then she can look to attack baseline and move out of that. So with that, here is the play. All right, our 3 is taken out of bounds. She was having a good game at the time, so we had to take it out of bounds. There's the first down screen, ball's entered. More of a back pick by our 5, and then our 3 attacked baseline and made a really tough shot at the time.
Stick with us here on Dragons Live. We've got Athletic Director Doug Peters telling us what he's up to on Doug's desk. Stay with us.
Forum subscribers, the Forum is now offering Platinum Rewards free with any newspaper subscription. Go to inforum.com, click on the Platinum Rewards link, log in, and you'll get instant access to dozens of discounts and coupons at a variety of local businesses. You can print the coupons or display them on your phone or tablet at the time of purchase. It couldn't be easier. Not a subscriber? Enjoy a free trial and see the benefits of Platinum Rewards. It's our way of saying thank you to our loyal customers. With Platinum Rewards, it pays to subscribe.
Get everything Dragons in the palm of your hand with the MSUM Dragons mobile app, available now for all your mobile devices. Get news, events, videos, tweets, and all the live coverage you crave simply and easily. Get the MSUM Dragons mobile app today or check out msumdragons.com/mobile app for more information.
Personal connections at MSU Moorhead.
I came to MSUM not knowing a single person, and now there's hundreds of people I could go to for anything. Professors, peers, mentors. Discover Dragon Pride at mnstate.edu.
Real-world experience at MSU Moorhead.
My professor works in the field that I'm interested in, and he was able to give me this job, give me the experience that I needed, and I already have a full-time job before I even graduate. Discover Dragon Pride at mnstate.edu.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time, just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
Welcome back to Dragons Live. Let's catch up with Athletic Director Doug Peters and see what's on Doug's desk.
Welcome to this week's segment of Doug's Desk. As always, I'm fired up to share with you what's going on in Dragon Athletics. Last week we were in Times Square in New York City. This week I'm in the friendly confines of Nemzik Gymnasium, where this weekend we'll be hosting Upper Iowa and Winona State in a basketball doubleheader, which really gets the second semester started for us. I really wish I was a little bit smarter and had traveled with our swim team to Puerto Rico for their annual training trip. I've seen some pictures from Coach Peters, and I'm just a little bit jealous I'm not going to have a chance to work on my tan. The other thing we're working on this week is compiling our fall semester grades, seeing how our student athletes did in the classroom, and double checking that eligibility just to make sure we've got all our I's dotted and our T's crossed. Either way, that's what I'm working on this weekend. If I don't see you on Wednesday, have a happy new year. We're looking forward to 2015.
Before we jump into the new year, let's take a look back at Dragons soccer and their tradition of birds versus pigs.
While most play Angry Birds on their smartphone or tablet, the MSUM women's soccer team plays the game with a different twist. To help kick off Halloween week and their final week of soccer, the girls suited up as Angry Birds characters in their second annual Pigs vs. Birds scrimmage. Head soccer coach Raleigh Bullock said the idea for the game sparked from a soccer activities course.
I got online and saw all these Angry Birds masks on sale, so I went and bought a bunch of those.
Kara Zastro said the game came as a complete surprise to the team last season.
Last year, we had our practice schedule on the wall. So we walked by the wall one day and it said pigs versus birds. Didn't know anything about it, and so came outside, had them in a huge garbage bag. You told birds go on this side, pigs go on the other side, go in your bags. And we left out these bad boys.
For Zastro, the game is one final team bonding experience for the girls.
It's really fun, especially because the season's wrapping up, so kind of a nice last-minute team bonding kind of thing before the season's completely done. So,
Coach Bullock said the game is a nice break for all of the hard work the girls have put in during the season.
They've been working hard all year, and coaches have been yelling at them, keep going, and this is just a way to, lighten things up. It's just have some fun.
For the girls, the friendly scrimmage does have a catch.
The losing team cooks spaghetti for the winning team.
The Dragon women wrapped up their season on November 2nd. For Dragon Athletics, I'm Tommy Thompson.
Let's take a quick look ahead at the upcoming events for Dragon Athletics. Dragons Live, this show airs again on Wednesday, January 28th at 6:30 p.m. on wday'z Extra. Our next televised basketball games will be this weekend, starting on Friday at 6 and 8 p.m. against Upper Iowa, and then on Saturday against Winona State at 4 and 6 p.m. There are many more events coming up, so please visit MSUMDragons.com for all game dates and times. Thank you for joining us here on Dragons Live. We're going to leave you with some more pictures from Dragon Wrestling's visit to New York City for the Grapple at the Garden in Madison Square Garden. For all of us here at Dragons Live, Happy New Year and thanks for joining us.